Hey Gemini, I hope you all are doing well. This is going to be a general reading for today through April 30th. Any information you need, you can find it down below in the description box. Gemini, I do have personals open right now. It is a 3-question video reading. It's $34.56. You get it within 2 business days, so everything is down there if you're interested, Gemini. I'm also reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter placement. So if you're a Gemini Moon, Gemini Rising, Venus, or Jupiter, this could also resonate with you. It doesn't just have to, apply to Gemini sun signs, okay? So we're going to see what we have going on for you here, Gemini. What do you have going on for Gemini today through the 30th of April? Okay. Seems to be something here that you've been waiting on with the 7 of Pentacles energy. Maybe it's a check. Maybe for some of you, it's for something to close out here. I almost feel like you've been waiting on the green light to do something or to move on from something. For a small portion of you, you could be wanting some communication, clarity, before you move on from a person, possibly. But that's not for everyone. You know, the 7 of Pentacles is your first card out, with the Knight of Swords being your overall energy. So we got Gemini energy, we got Taurus. I do wonder here, Gemini, if you're just, wanting something to move faster in terms of a relationship, like if things have just been moving kind of slowly, you just want it to speed up. But I also feel like, 7 of Pentacles showing up here, I feel like it's bigger too. I think with the Knight of Swords showing up, your ideas are expanding, and I think that you're just wanting to get the ball rolling on something. You have the 8 of Wands showing up next, so it's like you move from this energy of delays and restrictions and stuff like that to, something that's fast moving with the 8 of Wands. I am wondering if a message comes in here, maybe from a fire sign or from a fellow Gemini. You do have the Lovers showing up next. Actually, all 3 cards, ending cards here, are major arcana. The Lovers can represent a connection or, a turning point. Some of you, this could have to do with some news that's coming in finally, and you're like, well, I'm at a crossroads here, so I can either take this path or that path. Either way it goes, I feel like it's, bringing about a turning point for you with a Lover's card showing up here. A lot of people, they just read this as a connection, and I'm not talking about like YouTube readers. I mean anybody who reads the tarot, they're like the Lover's connection, right? But it does represent a decision needing to be made, and so I do think that before April ends, there is a decision that's going to have to be made here, whether it's about a connection, an idea, whatever the case may be. Then you have the World showing up, Gemini. This is a card of cycles closing, new ones beginning. It's like sort of hitting a finish line with something, and I really feel like a lot of you are crossing a finish line, like you're hitting some sort of goal. Some of you it's short term, like it's a short term goal that you've set, but I feel like it's giving you that motivation that you need, that push you need to go for the bigger goal. I hope that makes sense. So it seems to me like before April ends, you could be celebrating a small victory that's going to eventually turn into a really big one, right? That's why we have the red infinity symbol on the wreath here, Gemini. It represents something that's going to change the course of your path forever. It is something that I feel is long term, and a lot of you, maybe you're questioning things, maybe your mind is just racing. You could be having some fear, some doubts about a person, or some fear and doubts about, like, say for example, if you're going to school, you're taking classes for something, you're like, oh, I'm nervous how this is going to go, can I do it, da 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 da, right? But the Hierophant is here, Gemini. I really feel like this is it. It feels like this is the real deal. Especially for those of you where this might represent a connection, because this is a higher level of commitment. Like a lot of times this card is read as a marriage card, it is something long lasting. Like this is the real deal here, Gemini. I'm telling you, even if this doesn't have to do with a person that you're going to marry, right? This could definitely have to do with a business that's going to bring you more stability, or, the Hierophant can be like higher institutions and things like that. So this could be higher education, right? The energy feels great. Some of you, you could have already been, like you could already be in school, and it's possible that this is representing graduating, like the energy feels really good, maybe passing a final or something of that nature, but it feels really positive. Some of you, if this is like a love interest, you might end up with another Gemini or with a fixed sign, Aquarius, Taurus, Scorpio, or Leo. So let's see what we got here. I feel like it does lead to long-term stability though. And that's the thing, Gemini. You made it all happen. Some of you, you may be like, is this even real? Knight of Cups is on the bottom of the deck. This is somebody who is more of a dreamer, like their head is in the clouds type energy. So I will say here, Gemini, if you have a dream or a vision, make sure that you're actively mapping out a plan, you know, to get there, because otherwise you might stop believing in yourself. You might feel like you're playing pretend, or that you're living in a fantasy, living in a dream. So let's turn that into action, right? Turn it into plans. Some of you, you know, I do feel like there could be a lot going on. You could be pulled in a lot of different directions here, right? Because you got the Magician showing up. I think for a lot of you, you could have multiple skills, multiple talents. And so you're being pulled in this direction, and then you're being pulled in that direction, right? Say, for example, you know, you're really good at knitting. And so you're like, you know, I've been making these cool little pieces for my house or for my family or whatever the case may be. And then all of a sudden you want to go and paint, you know, right? So I'm just using examples here, Gemini. They're probably bad ones, but, you know, at the end of the day, I feel like you're being pulled in different directions here with hobbies and things that you like, things that you enjoy, and just things that you're good at, right? Sometimes we don't even have to enjoy something to be good at it. And especially for air signs, mostly Gemini, I do feel that you all tend to be good at things, even if you've not practiced with them a lot. I feel like you're naturally, you just pick it up and you're good at it, right? The Magician is showing up here to clarify the Eight of Wands. Don't know why it's standing out to me before this one over here, but I'll get back to it. This is your energy as well as Virgo, okay? But when it comes to the Magician, this is a channel between heaven and earth. This is something that you have called for, and you're bringing it down to earth. So this is further confirming that you need to put these like dreams into actions. You need to turn these dreams, these visions into a plan, okay? And start moving on it here, Gemini, before, you know, because I feel like a lot of you could spend so much time in the dream space. It's almost given Piscean energy. Well, I guess it could because this Knight of Cups here, but, you know, so much time spent in the dream space that it could start to feel crazy or unreal, not practical, not realistic. You know what I mean? So all those thoughts that can come up when we're wanting to do something new, basically. But Ace of Swords is here underneath that Seven of Pentacles. Some of you, if you've been waiting on communication, especially from a fellow air sign, it might come in here. Or if you've been waiting on a check, you could be getting some sort of information about that. Moving on, this Ace of Swords energy, mental clarity, new ideas, Gemini. And I really feel like, you know, you could even do multiple things here. Maybe you're being pulled in multiple directions because you're meant to go down both paths, right? So a lot of you, this could have to do with career paths, like majors, things of that nature, businesses. Maybe you're meant to get like an additional degree or certification or something of that nature. You know what I mean? A lot of people feel like they've got to anchor themselves to one path. And, you know, honestly, depending on where you are, I feel like it has a lot to do with the cost of a career, right? And so that is kind of the downfall here, but you know, it doesn't have to cost for everyone, right? This could be something that you don't have to go to school for as well. But, you know, moving on, Gemini, I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole, but Page of Wands energy is here, a passion. And, you know, also when it comes to the pages, they do represent students as well as messengers. So I do think for some of you, you could make a decision to go to school or go back to school or take a class, whatever the case may be here. For others of you, I feel like this could be a message coming in from a Gemini or a fire sign, you know, wanting to have a turning point here, wanting some sort of decision, coming to an agreement with you here. Gemini, you have the Chariot, clarifying the world. So yeah, I mean, that's further confirming, like what I'm saying might sound crazy to a lot of you here, being pulled in all of these different directions, but I really feel like it's the real deal here for you, Gemini. I feel like you're getting your blessings. And, you know, I think that could be why it feels kind of crazy to you, is because you're getting them sort of all at once. Is kind of the vibe that I'm sensing here. It doesn't mean that like all these good things are going to happen and then nothing else ever again. That's not what I'm saying. I feel like you've been manifesting things for a while and now it's kind of pouring in, right? Three of Cups to clarify the Hierophant, celebration with family, friends, loved ones over something that you're committing to here, something that's long-term, it's stable. I really love the energy for you, Gemini. I love to see it, and it's about damn time, honestly, because you and Scorpio, I hope we get some good stuff for Scorpio out here. You know, I was hoping we got something good for Taurus, but it was a little heavy over there with Taurus, but anyhow, I'm so glad we got something good for you guys. You're more than welcome to watch out for your other signs. It's like I was saying, Gemini, in the beginning, I am reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter placements. You could also check out the details I have on personals. It is a 3-question video reading that I have open, okay? It is $34.56, and you get it within 2 business days, all right? So everything is down there, Gemini, of course, only if you are interested, all right? But if this is where we part, I do want to thank you all so much for being here. I really appreciate you, and hopefully I will see you next time. Bye.